For Cheluso Modugulu, for the first time, I had as my cinematographer a person called Gauri Shankar, a young boy, a very enthusiastic boy. Previously, I knew him because he had worked under Tom Cowan, the cameraman with whom I worked in Samskara. Mr. Pattabhirama Reddy took another film called Chandamaruta or Paper Boats, some film for which Tom Cowan worked. And for that, Gauri Shankar worked under him. And Tom Cowan found a lot of promise in Gauri Shankar. So he was an upcoming person, very modern, and Parvatama Rajkumar suggested, you please have this boy, sir, he is very talented. I already knew him and I just had him. I also suggested Gauri Shankar to them. I don't remember whether I suggested, they suggested. Gauri Shankar was the cameraman. That was the first working together. Later, number of pictures he worked until finally he was the cameraman for my internationally famous Pushpak. He was the cameraman for Pushpak. So, Cheluso Modugulu was the first movie for which Gauri Shankar worked. There were one or two interesting things of Dr. Rajkumar's star value which was going on. I have to tell about that. He is very fond of, when we go for outdoors, supposing there is a very famous hotel on the way, it is a small roadside hotel, there is a good tatte dosai, something use. Somebody, one Dorai Bhagavan, they are also directors, they directed many Rajkumar's films. And Mr. Bhagavan is a specialist. Whenever he goes a locale, he finds out which is the best hotel in that location. So one day, we were going to a place called Krishnaraja Sagar, Krishnarajapuram, where there is a dam. On the way, there is a sideway hotel road next to the next road, and there the tatte dosa will be very good. That is what Mr. Bhagavan told Rajkumar. So for location, with the entire unit, artists went, myself, Dr. Rajkumar and Gauri Shankar. We three were going in a car. Gauri Shankar was sitting in the front, myself and Dr. Rajkumar in the back seat. As we were going there, Dr. Rajkumar told me, so now we are going to get a village. It seems there will be some very good tatte dosa. Would you like to have, sir? And he asked me. I was more worried about my time because I was completely concentrating whether we will be able to reach in time for that sunlight, because there is a small waterfalls there, some water flow there, against which I wanted to take some shots. Of course, there was ample time was there, but I had my own worry. Supposing his car breaks down, supposing something happens, better be earlier than late. So that was my intention, and I said no. Then we were crossing the town, that village. He again asked me whether I wanted to take that dosa. No, I said. Then he was keeping quiet, and I found a bit of disappointment in him. We crossed the village, and suddenly I felt that he wanted to go and take the tatte dosa. He was getting embarrassed to ask me because I was the director. When I said no, as an actor, such a disciplined actor, when the director wants to go earlier, what is the meaning of the actor saying, I want to take tatte dosa? That was the discipline the man had. So he had asked, anybody would have agreed. There is no problem at all. But he did not. His discipline, sense of discipline was such. And I got it out. I asked him, sir, you want to eat that tatte dosa? If you want, we will go. Yes, yes, sir. Shall we go? Immediately I said yes. Stopped the car. We turned and we went. And exactly at the hotel, Mr. Gauri Shankar and myself got down. We put on the glasses. We know Dr. Rajkumar, once he is there, there will be a big crowd joining. So we were asked him to stay in the car. We went. We did not tell the hotel man. It's a small hut with one or two benches outside. One or two people were taking some idli, but tatte dosa is the famous. We wanted, he puts in a plate and a leaf, and he gave some tatte dosa. First, we gave it to Dr. Rajkumar, and I had one plate, he had one plate. As was suggested by Mr. Bhagavan, it was absolutely delicious. There is no doubt at all about that. We had the tatte dosa. We were about to, we washed their hands, and Dr. Rajkumar gave the plate to the hotel man, and he just pulled down the window and wanted to wash his glass. Immediately somebody saw him. Then he was popularly and affectionately called Anna. Hey, Anna Bandidano, Anna has come, Dr. Rajkumar has come, somebody is shouted. He shouted. Before we could come in and start the car, there are already more than 150 people joined there. Just about 4 or 5 minutes, that is all. The car did not stop. So there was no other go. Rajkumar came out. He did namaskar to all the people, which are the village and all that. He just waved and he went away. Now, after this sort of incident, we finished the film, and Sarita did a dance number. She never wanted, she is always from Maro Charitra onwards, she was doing regularly character roles. I had some dance sequence with Rajkumar, funny dance. She said, sir, I do not do dance at all. So I asked a dance master called Tara, who had worked for me previously. And for the first time, Tara was introduced to Rajkumar's unit. From then, she worked with number of films. Chandira Tanda, it was a big hit. All the songs were big hit. The picture was a big hit. So that is how Cheliso Modavalu we have finished. Both Halu Jenu and Cheliso Modavalu were released in 1982. At the time, I had to do some other film. Somebody was asking. Immediately they said, sir, we have to do a film. Now it was all these films are Parthavarma Rajkumar's brothers, Parthavarma Rajar's whole thing. One picture was needed for Rajkumar's brother Varadappa. For that, he wanted to make a film. Probably, we thought there was a novel called Prince and the Pauper by Mark Twain that was made twice in Hollywood. First, it was made in black and white, and then it was made in color. It is a young prince and a young pauper, it is a double role. And the prince changes into pauper and the pauper changes into prince, and what are all the problems that takes place. This is a very great film, I saw it, very exciting. And a great actor, swashbuckling hero called Errol Flynn, he acted in the old Prince and the Pauper, and he saves the prince who had become the pauper. Everybody is thinking he is a pauper, they are ill-treating him. This pauper is suffering in the palace, he wants to go out, he is not allowed. They are giving so much of comfort to him, he is not accustomed, the bed doesn't suit him, the food doesn't to him, all the servants around, he is all strange to him. Both the people, both the children have got lot of problem. How they unite again is a story. So Errol Flynn plays the person who looks after the prince when he was a pauper, and he is given a title, he comes back to the court. This we thought will be a very good vehicle for the child artist of called Puneeth Rajkumar. He was called affectionately Appu by all of us. He is the youngest son, he was a child artist, and it was a good vehicle for Puneeth Rajkumar. And talking about Puneeth Rajkumar, I have to tell something. In Cheliso Modagalu, while Rajkumar was the hero, the highlight of the film was the part played by his youngest son, Puneeth Rajkumar, whom we had affectionately called Appu. So he played a small boy in a tourist bungalow, where he gets tea for tourists. And earlier we established him as when Rajkumar and Ambika come there to take some coffee or enjoy some coffee, he gets them coffee, he gets them drinks, and there he sings a song. Big hit because it was Puneeth Rajkumar as a child artist singing that song. It was a very big hit. And this character was so important in the climax. If there is a murder that takes place, it is wrongly, Ambika is accused of murder. Rajkumar argues in the court that she is innocent. As a public prosecutor, Sarita, the wife, argues that she is the culprit. So there is a conflict, and these two people, as husband and wife, meet during the lifetime. As professionally they are opposite, but husband and wife. And finally, the end decision is taken because of an evidence given by this boy called Puneeth Rajkumar, Appu. He is the man who actually seen the murder, who has done that. So once the culprits, the villains come to know that he is the witness, they chase him, they want to kill him or do something to him, and Rajkumar finally goes, saves him, brings him to the court, makes him tell the truth, and the Ambika is released and she is pronounced innocent. So such an important central point character this Puneeth Rajkumar holds. Actually, that is why he was given, or else Puneeth Rajkumar would have played that. So that was in Cheluso Modugulu, he did that. Now, having got such a star value on his own, so next, now in Eradu Nakshatragalu, the same Puneeth Rajkumar who did that Cheluso Modugulu song, he was the hero of the picture. Though Rajkumar is the hero, the Errol Films character, Rajkumar, who comes there, and the prince becomes the pauper, the Rajkumar saves the pauper. This was also taken by L.V. Prasadji as Raja Aur Rag, and it was taken as Raju Peda. L.V. Prasadji, he took in Telugu a film called Raju Peda. There he had added some murder sentiment and all that. Later, the same Telugu was taken by as Raja Aur Rag. Both the films were big hits. So, having decided on the subject of Mark Twain's Prince and the Pauper as a very popular, which is a very commercially viable thing, with Puneeth Rajkumar, Appu as the hero, and Dr. Rajkumar making another quite a big role, but not the main role, belongs to the child. It was a commercially viable film, and it was produced by Mr. Varadaraj, younger brother of Rajkumar, and it was named Eradu Nakshatragalu by Uday Shankar. Uday Shankar and myself wrote the script, and the shooting started, and G.K. Venkatesh again became the music director for that film. For one picture, one song, the prince, actually pauper comes into the prince. There one scene earlier where both the people meet. When the pauper is being accosted by soldiers, the prince sees from the balcony, asks them to allow him. So the prince gets into the pauper gets into the prince's chamber, and both talk. It's a double role film with mask. And once they talk, I thought, since two children, both children were there, double role, that itself, double role itself is a big thing, about 6 or 7, I do not know, very young age, Puneeth Rajkumar. So I thought we could have a song also. So both the people singing, they are all singing happily. He is a prince, what exactly he does, what exactly he does, what exactly he would love to do. He would love to play in the roads, the prince says. And he says, I would like to sleep on a nice bed, have big food, I do not have food. I would like to go play with children, climb trees, all those things prince is not allowed. Like that one song I wanted to have. So G.K. Venkatesh wanted to, it must be a children's song, and it must be very like a nursery rhyme it should be, I told him, because the children are singing. Very interestingly, G.K. Venkatesh remembered a Tyagaraja Kruti, which are almost like a western song or a western nursery rhyme. It was a strange thing. I never knew that Tyagaraja Kruti, there was a Tyagaraja Kruti like that. It sounds so. na 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 ni na na ni na ni na ni na 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 Lalatama Raghuvara. That Raghuvara, that all drama about Rama and all that, it is a regular bhakti kruti. Now he thought this was a very interesting tune, and based on that he put the bit na 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 na. That he made a song, and it was sung by Apu himself.
ನನ್ನ ಉಡುಪು ನಿನ್ನದು ನಿನ್ನ ಉಡುಪು ನನ್ನದು ನನ್ನ ಉಡುಪು ನಿನ್ನದು ನಿನ್ನ ಉಡುಪು ನನ್ನದು ನಾನು ಹೊರಗೆ ಹೋಗುವೆ ಊರ ಸುತ್ತಿ ನೋಡುವೆ ಊರ ಸುತ್ತಿ ನೋಡುವೆ.
So there are two different types of characters. One is a prince. The prince is totally accustomed to the palace. He is authoritative, stylish, and he orders about. Whereas the pauper is nervous, everything is strange, he is afraid, he is prepared to take orders, not give orders. These two characters separately he did it, and it was nearly 13 to 14 days we took to take, because mass shot is there, he has to take get up, that particular shot, counter shot, one dupe boy is there for suggestion shots. We had the princess costume, the pauper's costume. So one princess dressed for dupe, the pauper's dressed for the dupe. So with the dupe suggestions only up to the shoulder, he looks like Punit Rajkumar, and with mass shots. So nearly took 13 to 14 days it has taken. Now he has a very, very sharp IQ is very high for Punit Rajkumar. The moment we tell the dialogue, there was no rehearsal, just clap, and he used to render his lines. And the moment I say cut, he never used to stay there, run to play. Then we had to catch him somewhere he is playing and bring him again for the shot. No rehearsal, his rehearsals he was getting bored. Once he just tells him and he just takes it, it's a take. And because the child, I also felt the natural thing for a take will be coming, he did that. And after 2-3 days, we found that he was getting bored with this shooting. Everything, only that artist. In other pictures, there are other artists, only double role, and he and the pauper, there was no other actor. So he had to do this, he had to do that, he was getting bored. So Mr. Varadappa had an idea. He had to ride a horse when he was making a practice. The opening shots, the prince, he had to ride a horse. So they got a horse to practice, and this boy was very much excited about the horse. So we kept the horse ready. So every time he got bored, if you do this shot, you will get a ride on the horse. So for the take a ride of the horse, he did the shot. After he finished the shot successfully, yes, okay, take is okay. He used to run and go about the horse. Again the shot is ready, we used to come back, another shot, another ride in the horse. That is how the entire song was made. That was a very successful film, one of the very delightful films it was made. And Ambika did the heroine, it is not a heroine actually, it is a pairing opposite Dr. Rajkumar, and they had other characters like villains. For that also Gauri Shankar worked. Now there was another Rajkumar film, this was in 1983, and while this film is going on, another Rajkumar film is, in the meanwhile some other film came, I will tell later. One Mr. Ekameshwar Rao, who took Gammat Guddacharlu, the 3 boys with a detective story, which did not do well. He was our neighbor in Directors Colony and our family friend. He was a very good friend of mine, more than a producer and a director's relationship. Our friendship, and for all help, consultations and all that, we were together. He was a very important man in that Andhra Social Club in T Nagar. So previously, long time back, I think he made a film with Dr. Rajkumar. He wanted to make another film with Rajkumar. They had promised. So he was just going about Dr. Rajkumar and Parvatama Rajkumar for call sheets, and they were saying, let us see. But now that I got into this and I was already a friend, he said, I will make a film with Singeetam Srinivasa Rao as a director. When I was the director, they were more inclined to agree for that, and finally Rajkumar said, you think of a story. Then I thought of an interesting story, a story which deals with reincarnation. In the Purva Janma, in the previous Janma, in the previous birth, something happens. In this birth, something happens. In this, I wanted to get all religions are equal. The previous birth, she is an orthodox person and they are all Hindus. In this birth, she was born as a Christian and he is a Hindu, and his father is an orthodox Brahmin. He is propagating the culture of Hinduism, culture of ancient traditions of Hindus, and there is a dead person who is played by Srinath. He acted as a ghost. He comes as a ghost. There is a ghost in the picture, and the ghost sees that these lovers in the previous Janma who could not unite, they come in this Janma, they unite. It was a strange subject ourselves, and this we decided for Ekameswara. And Mr. M. Rangarao was the person for this. M. Rangarao was the music director for this. M. Rangarao is a Veena player. He did a number of films, all very interesting films, and he did a very, very interesting job. We wanted a different type of heroine who was young. Just at the time, a Tamil film by Mr. Bhagyaraj was released, and the heroine was Urvashi. So she was very young at the time, innocent, a very good actor, and we contacted her and she became the heroine. She the same heroine in the previous Janma and this Janma also. And this was called Sravana Bantu. This was later, this rights was purchased by one Mr. Buchireddy from Telugu, and Rajkumar's part was played by Mr. A. Nageshwar Rao. Then Urvashi's part was played by Radha, and the hero Srinath's part was played by our great Nagesh. It was released in Telugu. Somehow at times the chemistry works, sometimes the chemistry did not work. The chemistry in Rajkumar's film worked. The chemistry in Mr. Nageshwar Rao's picture did not work. Well, here, though it was not such a big hit as Alu Jenu, Cheruso Modugudu, it worked well, it had very good music, and still it is being liked. Whereas in Telugu, the same film I myself directed, it did not do well. Something wrong somewhere. The chemistry did not work. They did not believe. And in the beginning itself, we made some changes which were mistakes. Opening, introduction of the hero, he talks about the sanctity of marriage, the sanctity of husband and wife. That is all the story about. They want to marry, they could not marry in that Janma, they finally marry here. The marriage is the most important thing. So, in Dharmasthala, there is every year nearly about 500 to 600 couples are married en masse. It is a mass marriage. All couples are there, they are sitting in a row, nearly 600, almost at I know about 800, 900 also. So, they will be sitting, and one Mr. Hegde, he was the chief of Dharmasthala place and the Dharmasthala Mutt and Dharmasthala temples. Mr. Hegde, and he used to come and he used to conduct all the marriages on a specific date, on a specific Muhurta day. All people, they tie the tali. It was a very, very great and grand festival. Every year it happens. So, we knew about it earlier. We took permission. Mr. Hegde, because it was Rajkumar's unit, there was no problem. Mr. Hegde also had some sort of a regard and affection for Dr. Rajkumar. So, for that occasion, we got a song composed by Uday Shankar writing, and M. Rangarao tuned it. So, in Dharmasthala, we shot there having taken permission. The real devotees and the real pilgrims, they were all sitting there. We had a small stage erected, a very realistic stage. Rajkumar was singing with the mic and all the orchestra around him, and the marriage is taking place. Actually, we have taken all the marriage shots separately, and we kept only one shot with a combined shot, and rest we took on Rajkumar. That's how I managed, because for the sake of song and for the sake of movie, they cannot be getting married over and over again. So, all that was happening as we took a number of shots, the people tying the tali, close-ups going, everything we took, and Rajkumar's song was very separately. But at that time I did not know such a thing was existing in Annavaram also. In a place called Annavaram, this sort of a thing it takes place. Somehow I did not know, and or probably I thought probably they may not like, people will expect an opening song which was Nageshwar Rao. At that time the sort of a glamorous dance numbers and all that was coming. So, this Nageshwar Rao with a nice dance number that will be more commercially kicky, that is what we discussed, and we finally ended up on that. That did not work. The realism here, the heart here was not there in the Telugu film. So, Nageshwar Rao took a lot of pains. He came near Coorg. Actually, he was not supposed to go so down. So, he had to vomit whatever he had to eaten. He could not go down the steps in Coorg, where the waterfalls is there. For a good film, he cooperated. He is a dedicated person, because he expected a good film. Somehow it failed. It was a well shot film, a very good film with excellent locations and very good music, and Mr. Chakravarti was the music director for that film. Excellent music, very good music he gave, and Mr. Selvaraj was the cameraman. That is where I met Selvaraj for the first time. Mr. Selvaraj, he is a permanent cameraman of all Mr. Nageshwar Rao's films, most of the films at least, because Mr. Nageshwar Rao's face nobody has shot such so well, and the lighting and all that he knows. Those days it was not the realism, it is not the way of showing a person as he is in a rugged way, but it is the person as per his face trying to light up. Even in Americama Balu Mahendra, that original Americama is different. When a new Americama came, it was an odd face. It took a half an hour, 45 minutes for Balu Mahendra to adjust to her face. He used to take the light up, come down, go there. Usually he used to take a very short time, but it took half an hour to understand the face itself. He told me, sir, I want about some time, because this is an odd face, I want to understand where to put the light, where to put the set, or else she is looking very ugly. So, I allowed him. He took half an hour, 45 minutes. Finally, now I understood, and we started the film. Like that understanding, in Hollywood, it seems some great heroines, especially right from Greta Garbo onwards, Olivia de Havilland, they had special affection for a certain cameraman who knew their face. Ingrid Bergman, they all had Jennifer Jones, they were all people, they had their own cuts, and the cameramen who knew their faces, even people who shot Clark Gable in Gone with the Wind, they studied the face, they exactly knew how to light it up, and it was a big, not just put a light just on spot. They used to make tests, and where exactly it looks, some people look odd, some people look fine in that. That is a different mainstream cinema. It is not another type of cinema. That people like Ravi Verma and Dikkata Parvati, we never bother how Lakshmi, how to show her face. Lakshmi as it is, how he appears on the camera was Lakshmi, that is all. So, that is a different concept, not those concepts, these concepts also are there, that concept also there, has got its own value.